Welcome back to the U.S. Hot Rod Association's 6th Annual Auto Thrill Show, sponsored in part by Rizlone, the total oil additive for over 60 years. We go now to the Monster Tank.
And in his debut appearance, we've got Bearfoot Trax, driven by 29-year-old Steve BIVENS from Pontoon, Illinois. This is a 1988 Chevy truck powered with a 505 Chevy engine. And this baby weighs 22,000 pounds.
It's an M4 personnel carrier tank, and these guys are serious. 22,000 pounds, that's 11 tons, Margo King.
More than I want to have run over me.
He'll go up against Gator on the right side of your screen. This is a beautiful machine out of Lake Charles, Louisiana. The owner-driver, 33-year-old George Cole. We're set to go. Gator coming up against Bear Trax. First time ever on a track for Bear Trax. Both weighing in at about 11 tons. There's Gator. We are set to go. And the crowd leaning forward with anticipation. They rock off the line. They don't get that fast to start compared to the monster trucks because of their weight. But look at Barefoot Trax, over and done. He's finished the race. This guy doesn't mess around, Margo. He just goes right through or over it. He doesn't stop.
Might have been his first race, but he's been on the crew of the Barefoot team for quite a few years. But Spanky, he had a good run. He just didn't win.
Barefoot Trax takes home the bacon here, the first round of the Monster Tank. And Gator goes off to hide in the swamp. Take a look at it in slow motion. Get a look at the start. There's Gator, a 10.53 second clocking, but not quite fast enough. Comes up. There's no stopping these machines. 11 tons, they just power right through anything. Notice they don't get that far off the ground either, Margo.
You really got a great shot of Spanky working those levers which steer those tracks.
That's right. He doesn't have a steering wheel. He has 2 levers to turn this machine. Now, let's take a look now at Barefoot Trax. A beautiful run, 7.16 seconds. He comes through like Patton rolling through France. Up and over. It's airborne. Gets air. Comes back down. Look at him. His head wobble around there as he takes the force of that 6G drop.
He looks mean behind that helmet, too. He's got business.
He's concentrating. So this is the Monster Truck Final. And the winner of this event will take on Barefoot Trax. Track 1, Black Stallion, Michael VATERS. Beautiful machine there on the right. Track 2, that's Samson, Don Maples, driver owner, and Samson gets off the line first. He is gassing. Now he slows way down and gives the Black Stallion a chance to go in front. The Black Stallion almost goes in his head. They are neck to neck, wheel to wheel, across the line. Looks like, well, possibly Samson. I think Samson won that by about a foot, Margo. That was a mighty close race.
Looked like a photo finish to me, Larry.
Nope. They tell us it is the Black Stallion that wins. So the Black Stallion will go to the finals. 3 seconds slower than Barefoot Trax. Take a look at it in slow motion. The Black Stallion and Samson. There's the Black Stallion. 10.12 seconds. Elapsed time. Body a little bit crooked there as he comes up on the first car. Gets up in the air, all 4 wheels, getting air. Comes back around almost on his nose and almost goes over on his top, Margo.
A real serious nosedive there, but he saved it.
That did cost him some time, however. The Black Stallion gets across the line. Here is Samson. 10.29 seconds. Comes up, hits the cars first, up in the air, but then slows down as the Black Stallion takes over the lead. For just a moment, the Black Stallion loses very valuable time there as he gets sideways, crossed up. Samson, a beautiful run, gets down on the ground and puts the power to those wheels and heads for the finish line.
Mike's basically fearless attitude has saved him through this entire night of competition.
These drivers have got to be in incredible physical condition. Look at the impact the bodies take. Whoa. The head's bouncing around.
And he's wearing one of those neck braces, and you can see why.
Coming up, the ultimate battle, the Monster Truck versus the Monster Tank from the Pontiac Silverdome. Welcome back to the Pontiac Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan, and the U.S. Hot Rod's 6th Annual Auto Thrill Show Spectacular. Larry Huffman and Margo King calling the action for you, and we are ready now for the battle between the Black Stallion, the Monster Truck, in track number 1 and track number 2, Barefoot Trax, making his debut tonight.
If Bearfoot can just duplicate his previous performance, Michael is in trouble.
Yeah, he's got problems. The Black Stallion off the line first. Now he's got a problem. He stalls, and Bearfoot Trax is on his way to victory here in the Silverdome. What happened to the Black Stallion? Barefoot Trax, no problem whatsoever. Here comes the Stallion now getting up, getting started, but very, very slowly over the cars. They've been flattened quite a bit. Gets sideways, heads for the finish line, but it is Barefoot Trax taking the victory. And Barefoot Trax does a victory spin around to show the crowd that he won tonight. I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of this machine, Margo.
Absolutely. A great debut night.
And the crowd loves him. No question about it. The crowd loves Barefoot Trax. Take another look at it in slow motion. Barefoot Trax gets off the line beautifully. Top speed about 60 miles an hour. 5 gallons per mile of fuel. There you can see the Black Stallion in the background, stalling. Barefoot Trax stops, slams down, pauses momentarily, and heads for the finish line.
The motors in these tank trucks are in the rear.
Yep, he's got a lot of power. Here's the Black Stallion. Let's see what he does. He's already stalled, already lost the race. And Michael VATERS says, I'm going to put on a show anyway. Comes up and hits the cars. Comes down again on his nose. A little nose heavy, this machine. VATERS looks back around. They will go on their heads. We've seen them happen. Seen it before. Seen it happen before. Gets completely sideways, almost into the mud. Crushes a cone. And that's it for the Black Stallion. As Barefoot Trax takes the victory tonight here in the Pontiac Silverdome. 8.81 seconds, the clocking. Not quite as fast as his preliminary victory. The Black Stallion, a 31.71 seconds. They could time that with a sundial. It was that slow. And the crowd is set for the finale. The final, the down and mud bog drag racing finale coming up next. Don't go away.
Producing Amber Vision.
Welcome back to the Pontiac Silverdome and the United States Hot Rod Association Auto Thrill Show Spectacular. And this is the main event, ladies and gentlemen. The mud bog drag racing spectacular between Learnin to Fly and Instant T. And the crowd has been waiting all night long for this race. Track 1. Tim Ritchie, Buchanan, Michigan, Learnin to Fly. Turned a 1.99 second clocking in track 2. The second fastest of the night, Instant T, Chad Miller, 2.33 seconds, and here we go. And it is, look out, it is Instant T taking home the bacon. And Chad Miller has made it through, and he's gassing it, pulls out, and look at this guy. Look at him. He is excited. He can't believe it. Oh! 1927 Ford Roadster, Vandalia, Ohio. He's waving to the crowd and wins the main event here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Another look at Learnin to Fly. Gets sideways right off the line, and Margo, that was it.
Victim of a common hazard of a late run. In the night, you drop into a crooked track, and that can ruin your time.
And it did for young Mr. Ritchie of Michigan. Learnin to Fly did exactly the opposite. He didn't fly and didn't even make it through. Take a look at Instant T. 3.42 seconds, a relatively slow clocking, but a smooth and even run for Chad Miller. Makes it through, and now he's still trying to dig his way out. Now he stops.
Well, at least he had to dig a hole in the right side of the finish line.
So in the mud bog competition, it was Chad Miller in the Instant T and some wild and crazy competition. And Margo, you got to say, in the monster trucks and the monster tanks, Barefoot Trax with Steve BIVENS made an auspicious debut.
I don't know who was more surprised, him or us, because he really didn't think he was going to do that good.
He went through those cars like Patton through France going into Germany. It was unbelievable. For Margo King, I'm Larry Huffman for the Pontiac Silverdome. We hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. Thanks for joining us.